And friends, how are you? Hope you're all finding your stability despite the challenges of our day and age, unprecedentedly. Yeah, we've of course had a previous video trying to strengthen, to stir up, and to encourage you, amidst devastation of the coronavirus 19, or COVID-19 as it has come to be known. We indeed are at such a point in history that has experienced shocks that we have not seen before, I guess. Yes, we had the Spanish flu or influenza 1919, as we read in the history books or different fora, and how it shook parts of the world tremendously. And we've had other, epidemics and pandemics, so-called. The AIDS was called the AIDS epidemic. It was called so, but indeed it devastated. Society. In that the impact of the epidemic, AIDS epidemic or pandemic, are being felt to this date. Yet we know for sure that a remnant has remained, to witness as to the fact that life cannot be fully stopped until God says so. So we indeed are disturbed. We are wondering what next, or if there will be a solution finally that will effectively stay the pandemic and save us from the suffering and from the panic and the fear and whatnot, as we are experiencing. Of course, it's not an easy time. It hasn't been an easy time, and it's not an easy time. And especially given the world of, the community of nations, our interactions, mean that when something like this comes in, we're bound to be devastated and affected, the entire globe actually. So what can we do in such a time? Like I shared with us earlier on in the video, that we don't need to amplify what is already amplified beyond measure. But what we need to do is to encourage one another, try to be there for friends, try to say a word of encouragement, to uplift our friends, and to speak life, speak hope in the midst of the glaring, monster that COVID-19 is. Because eventually, God sparing us, there is tomorrow to face, and how we stood with one another in such a time will determine how far we shall continue as a society, as friends, as family. And so it's a time for us to be there for one another as best possibly can, giving a hand of help when and whenever calls for. So let us indeed stand to be counted and stand to count in such a time. We know, or I know for certain, that the remnant will stay, and that it won't be fully ravaged or entirely wiped out by this pandemic. So keep hope alive, keep going, keep doing what you can do. Social distancing, of course, is advised. Sanitizing as the norm has become, and of course masking up, and so forth and so on, as the SOPs call us to be responsible. But I wish you hope, I wish you life, I wish you wealth, I wish you fruitfulness and fulfillment, I wish you joy unspeakable. I know we shall live to see better days. Stay blessed. Thank you.